We've got a full moon to start the week.
We do. Yesterday was a full moon, so we're going to feel its effects all throughout the week. And when it's a full moon, it means that it's time to finish up projects, not start new ones. And so I think it's important to know what projects we can successfully bring to a conclusion over the next week or so. So for Cancers, it's about them making decisions that are right for the Cancer. It may not be right for anybody else. The Cancer needs to be very selfish this next week about getting their wants and needs met, because they're represented by a creature that has no vocal cords, and they think people will just know what they want and need, and I'm here to tell you, tell them. That would be the most effective way of getting that done. For Leo, it's time to take a step back and just go, it's the vacation that they sorely needed. They may find themselves having to go back to work, but they will be refreshed and restored if they take the time that's owed to them. A lot of people don't use a vacation, and Leo should use every day of it.
Gotcha.
For Virgos, this full moon is in their 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives and creativity. It is some sort of creative thing that Virgos have been dying to put together over the last year or so and actually come to be. And it's going to take the help of their well-placed female friends or colleagues to make that happen. And this week is when that energy is there to do that. For Libras, this full moon is in their 10th house of career and public standing and their 4th house of home. And Libras have really gone out of their way to assert themselves, to assert their independence, to start new projects over the last 10 months or so. And they're going to find out it's going to take its toll at home. And you really have to weigh out very carefully career advancement versus disruption in your home. I'm a big fan of home before career. For Scorpios, it is in their 9th house of the law, legal matters, educational matters, important matters at a distance, long-distance travel, and it's long-distance travel, but a couple of long-distance trips, not just one. And so they need to kind of narrow it down to something they can really manage. And again, if you're going to beg for mercy, Scorpios, do it in person. For Sagittarians, it is all about the money. It's about their expenses have gone up, and their income has not gone up to catch up with what their expenses are, and they really need to look around and make sure they're not duplicating efforts and take a really hard look at their finances, and particularly their jointly held resources, and find a way to manage that. For Capricorns, it's about the Capricorn getting what the Capricorn says that they want, because the moon is in their sign. It doesn't really matter what the partners want. It's really going to be more along the lines of what the Capricorn wants. And it's a good time for them to be selfish and put their wants and needs ahead of anybody else's. For Aquarians, this is a time just to take a step back. This week is really good for reflection, for introspection, for figuring out what you're going to do with your job, not necessarily your profession, but work and where it is you do your job is going to come into question over the next week or so, and they need to have a really clear understanding of what they expect out of their job as well as what their job expects out of them. For Pisces, it's a great time to fall in love with someone or something, and it's something that can either follow the love principle or the creative principle. It's kind of hard to tell which one it's going to be, but either way, you have to realize that whatever you give birth to, whether it's a child or a child of the mind, comes with a boatload of responsibilities. And I say to Pisces everywhere, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. For Aries, it is in their 10th house of career and public standing, and there's some sort of professional change in the wind going on with Aries. It hasn't really come to be yet. It's in the process of unfolding, and they need to really be receptive. They need to hear what the boss is saying, so they can give the boss what the boss says they want, which is, I think, always a good plan. For Tauruses, important matters at a distance, legal matters, educational matters, contracts, negotiations, long-distance travel, all on tap for the Taurus. And the Taurus has to be careful not to commit to too many things, because they'll find themselves overwhelmed because the pace of their life is about to pick up kind of dramatically. So don't bite off more than you could chew.
Yeah.
And if you're going to work, make sure you get paid for it.
Yeah.
For Geminis, it's all about the money. It's about making more money. It's about making more money through the fruits of their labor and then maximizing existing resources so they get the very most out of it rather than looking for new ones. It's a matter of working harder and working smarter, and then the result of that will be a much better financial situation for them. So that's tomorrow's news today with this glorious full moon lighting up the night sky this week.
Great. See you next week.
Always a pleasure.